Yo guys, this is Reinhardt, this is your favorite Russian talking, and today I'm gonna make a video about my girl Shadowheart, Cleric Healing. It is ridiculously overpowered, even though this class is like the least playable class out there. I'll show you guys a couple examples, and this guide is gonna be worth your time, so let's get into it. So, Cleric built right can completely top off your team with just a one move or one action, and that's what makes it overpowered. While the damage of a Clerics might be just decent comparative to everybody else, their healing output is just insane. Take a look at this. My main guy was down, and everybody else was down to half HP or 1/3 HP. Everybody else got topped off, and my main guy is at 42 health out of 60, which is 70% HP effectively. Now let's talk about proper itemization for our girl Shadowheart, and I'm still in Act 2, so this is not a bells and slot, but I'm most confident that this is majority of these items I'm gonna keep in the Act 3 all the way till I finish the game, and all of these items are accessible to you early in the Act 1. That's how easy it is to build extremely efficient and overpowered cleric. So for the rings, it's very simple. It's pretty standard. You go with the Whispering Promise that gives the 10% hit chance every time you heal somebody. It blesses them. You go with extra 2 hit point healing every time you heal somebody. For the legs, you go with the 3 extra temporary hit points that you heal somebody. So you get 3 here, you get 2 here. All of a sudden you do AoE heal, and it's 5 extra healing per target. Bananas. And then for the gloves, definitely a must to have is when you heal another player, you give them essentially a Blade Ward. The Blade Ward is 50% physical damage reduction, up to physical 50%. It's sometimes inconsistent, but it's a very good damage reduction. Then a couple different nice to have additions. I picked the True Lover's Embrace, and I'm gonna talk to you just a little bit down the line. It's nice to have, it's not a must to have. It's a good one. For the amulets, I pick Amulet of Restoration, I pick the Spell Restoration slot, Brand of the Week. Basically any amulets that have a really good casting, I put it on my main girl Shadowheart, because I'm gonna explain you guys her playstyle a little bit down the road. And last but not least, Blood of Lysander is good. Its healing is also affected by all your passes, which makes it its life saving really good, like way more effective effect. But both Banshees is just won my heart. The shit lands 60% of the time. It's basically every time you auto attack somebody, you put a fear on them, but it goes way further than that. So for the playstyle of Shadowheart is really easy, simple, and super enjoyable. So let's go into this action mode. For your bonus action, you're gonna cast Mass Healing Word. It heals for a really good amount. So it just baseline right now, if they don't have any damage, they don't take any damage, and it still healed them with all the additions and everything else when they take damage, about anywhere between 50 to 20 for just a level spell 3 slot. But on top of it, it's gonna give them arrow effect physical resistance, extra 10% hit chance, and temporary hit points. And that's all just from your bonus action. But for your main action, you're gonna cast spells, you're gonna use your amulets, and you're gonna auto attack. Auto attack is actually pretty good here with a couple different layouts. So you use your bow of Banshee, and on top of it, what you also have with your bow is you have a Radiant proc, that every time you land, you have a chance to proc a Divine Strike that does 1 to 8 Radiant damage. By itself, it's not the greatest, but that Radiant damage procs the area effect Radiant Orb that you get through your chest. My chest is atrocious. I can easily get 2 extra armor points, but I like this one using because it gives the area of effect -1 attack debuff, and it illuminates the area. Let me show you the example. Luminous Breastplate is incredible. You shoot once, you put an area of effect debuff of -1 attack, but on top of it, in the dark areas like this, for example, it's also going to greatly increase your hit chance, because all of these guys counts as lightly obscured, and your hit chance is usually 10 to 15% lighter on them. So Luminous Chestplate is definitely one of the best starter items you can get on. Again, bonus actions for bonus healing, even though you don't heal a whole lot, just 20, 25 per turn. Look at her, she's at 33 healing. We're gonna cast AoE healing that hits 3 targets at the same time. Works better when you have summons too. And she goes all the way to 65 plus 3 extra temporary hit points. So she got 35 hit points for just a 1 bonus cast. I didn't cast the main cast. Now I'm gonna attack this guy, I'm gonna take some feedback, radiant damage back. But look at this. other two targets are also illuminated, so I'm gonna have a higher chance hitting them, and at the same time they're gonna have a minus 5% chance of hitting me. And when it comes to damage resistance, it's just a godsend. But let's talk over additional playstyles that are just absolutely fantastic. Let's go deeper. Playstyle is simple. So by now, if you would have allocated Inspect Shadowheart just like I showed you guys, she would pump out so much healing, it's freaking ridiculous. But let's go a step further. Let's make her even more overpowered. And for that, we need 2 rings that are easy to get into Act 2. It's this True Lover's Caress. I also romance the shit out of a Shadowheart, even though she doesn't put out. It's Act 2, she still haven't put out. There's something wrong with her. But, so this ring, what it does, it gives you basically this spell called Gentle Warding Bond. It gives you resistances to all damage and +1 bonus to their armor action class, to their armor, and saving throws. The cool thing about this is it's a concentration spell, you put it on one target. So I put it on my main character right here. Awesome. He is bonded. The cool thing about this is that I can then switch back to my ring and the buffs still stay the same. Perfect. So one target is guarded. Great. What about the second target? Let's say who has a low armor? Will does. Well, I have the second buff right here. And it's all level 1 and level 2 buffs. And I can cast another warding on this guy. So all of a sudden, 2 of my targets have wards. Every time they take damage, some of the damage gets resistant and then transferred to Shadowheart. Shadowheart takes more damage via those 2 bonds, but because she has a talent that every time she heals allies, she heals herself, ultimately she heals herself more, way more than she heals others. So she guards, she does damage resistance to the enemy team, that damage almost nearly never breaks because you have advantage and persistence and high constitution checks. And on top of that, all the damage transfers to you and you heal yourself for a whole lot more because when you heal others, you heal yourself. Very good compounding effect. And then on the top of that, you would probably put like a Shield of Fate on your main tank and character or on somebody. And all of a sudden, you're running a 3 different concentration on a level 1 or 2 spell slots, and you don't use those for healing. You use actually level 3, 4, and 5 for the mass healing word, because this is like the best healing out there. And then you also use Preserve Life every time the shit hits the fan. You attack, you debuff the enemies, you switch the amulets, you cast spells. You have plenty of actions to do. You're living in this kind of a stress-free life because your cleric mitigates good amount of damage. If you want to be a complete asshole, also go into heavy armor, get out of the luminous armor, go into heavy armor, pick up extra damage resistances, and it's gonna get nuts. Let's take a look at the example of it. Super slow-mo. Basically, here I'll show you the example. I'm gonna have exact creatures gonna attack my main character who has the warding bond, and then they're gonna attack my Shadowheart. So they're both moving in. One guy attacks my come on, which one attacks first? There you go. This guy attacks my main character, Reinhardt, does 0 physical, 0 necrotic damage. The other guy attacks Shadowheart and does 10 physical, 3 necrotic damage. That's how much damage reduction this build can do. So not only you reduce shit ton of damage, but you also heal a whole lot more. Truly amazing spec. My friends, love you all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. If you guys liked it, check out the other videos. Love you all. See you guys later.